There's a few reasons why the employer doesn't want to sponsor an employee on a visa, and I'm going to talk to you about what are these and what you should do if you want to talk to your employer about this. I'm a migration lawyer in Sydney, and I help a lot of clients to secure 482-116 nominations and also GSM through strategies, tactics, and meticulous planning. Let's go through one of them. Number one is that the employer doesn't want to do the work. So it is fairly common because they're very busy and sponsoring someone usually is not on the priority list. But typically professionals can help, like for example, lawyers can help with all the legal paperwork. Employers' accountant can help with the financial data. So these can work. Number two, the employer doesn't want to pay you for the minimum salary requirement or doesn't want to pay the money or can't afford it. For you, if you are the employee, find another employer. If the employer can't afford you, if the employer can't pay the minimum salary, if the employer doesn't even have $10,000 to fork out in order to sponsor someone, this is a failed business. This business is impossible to carry on. Even if the employer, managed to sponsor you on a 482, maybe a year later you go bankrupt. Find another employer. $10,000 for a business shouldn't be too much. For a person, for an individual, yeah, it can be. For a business, if it's too much, it's a bad business. Number three, they just don't know how to do it or have no idea. Very easy. Book a consultation with me. I go through all of these with you to double check the eligibility on the employee and also book another separate meeting with the employer to confirm the eligibility of the employer. Those two meetings should be separate. You can't just book me for employer consultations and then expecting me to talk about the employees' eligibility, because that would be a conflict of interest. That would be quite problematic as well. So getting a lawyer can help in dealing with all these other problems. Four, we don't sponsor. Ask the employer why you don't sponsor. What's the purpose of this policy? Why do you say that you never sponsor someone on a visa? Especially, you got to explain the pros and cons for it. The cons is obviously you got to pay, right? But it's not a lot of money. $10,000. If you find a recruiter, last time I paid a recruiter $50,000 to hire one of my lawyers. That's a lot of money, right? So $10,000 to retain a staff for 4 years, that's a bargain for me. I'll do it. But ask the employer why. And if the employer said we just don't have the tradition, just ask them to change the tradition. The pros is also very obvious. They get a loyal employees for at least 2 to 4 years and for just a very limited costs. And with